Hello, everyone. Hi, and so welcome to a new session. So, as you all know, it's Thursday, and today we are back with a new session of current updates. And with me is Ananya. You
Hello,
are
everyone.
okay. So, Ananya, what are we doing today for current updates?
So, today we will be talking about some very important women writers of India in our current update section.
Okay, so I think the screen is visible. Okay, right. So, today we will talk about some important and contemporary women writers of India. Let's proceed with the first writer. So the first writer we will talk about is Samina Ali. Samina Ali is an American author, an activist born in India. Her debut novel, it's very important, Madras on Rainy Days. It won the Prix de Premier Roman Étranger Award from France and was a finalist for the Penn Hemingway Award in fiction. What is this work about? What does this novel Madras on Rainy Days talk about? This book explores the life of Laila, a second generation Indian American Muslim. Laila, torn between clashing identities, agrees to her parents' wish for her to leave America and submit to an arranged marriage. Laila enters into the closed world of tradition and ritual as the wedding preparations get underway in Hyderabad. So it's again the themes of immigration, a sense of being in exile with your space and also with oneself. All these are very important themes which often surface in diasporic literature. So here also we see that how a person from India is trying to cope up with life in America, and how again being a woman she's compelled to come back to India to get married. So that's all about this work, Madras on Rainy Days. It's a very important work by this writer Samina Ali. She's a very important contemporary writer. Okay, let's move on to the next work.
Megha Majumdar, she is an Indian novelist who lives in New York City, and her debut novel was A Burning. So, this was a New York Times bestseller, and it also won the Academy Award, Sahitya Academy Award, Yuva Puraskar in 2021, and a Whiting Award in 2022. Now, this novel, it is set in Kolkata, India. The novel tells the story of its central character, who is Jeevan. Okay, and she is a woman who witnesses a terrorist attack on an Indian train while it is stopped in a station. So Jeevan posts to Facebook the next day, drawing the attention of police, who arrest her on a suspicion of committing the terrorist attack. Now, following the accusation, her fate hinges upon her former gym teacher, PT sir, who has become a politician in an Indian right wing party, and on a Hijra actress named Lovely. So, this novel is called A Burning, okay, and this is by Megha Majumdar.
So Megha Majumdar again is a very popular contemporary writer, and her book A Burning got very famous when it was published. So please do look up such writers and their important works, especially. It will be very important for any exam you sit for, be it NET, SET, GET, or any PSC exams. So please look up the contemporary writers from India, right? They're very important. Okay, let's move on to the next. So here we have a very important feminist writer from India. It is Sarojini Shah. So she's an Indian feminist writer, a columnist in the New Indian Express, and an associate editor of Chennai-based English magazine Indian Age. She has been enlisted among 25 exceptional women of India by Kindle magazine of Kolkata, and she is an Orisha Sahitya Academy Award winner. So let me also tell you a bit more about her works, so that will help you to contextualize her feminist standpoint and how she writes the topics which are generally explored in her works, the feminist concerns she voices in many of his works, both fictional and non-fictional. Okay, right. So, firstly, you have to remember she is a very important writer who talks about feminism, both through her works of fiction and non-fiction. And she is an Orisha, she won the Orissa Sahitya Academy Award, right? So, first novel, or the novel which got a wide response, That novel by Sarojini Sahu is Gambhiri Ghara. It proved to be a bestseller in Oriya literature. So it's very important to look at these regional literatures which are proving to be very influential in contemporary India. So her novel Gambhiri Ghara, it's a bestseller in Oriya literature. Her novels have gained a reputation for their feminist outlook and sexual frankness, and have been translated into English and published from India under the title The Dark Abode. Okay, so that's a very important work of fiction by Sarojini Sahu. But one important work of non-fiction by Sarojini Sahu is her collection of essays. Please note it down. It is Sensible Sensuality, where she redefines femininity with Eastern perspective. And it talks about how and why sexuality plays a major role in our understanding of Eastern feminism. So her collection of essays, Sensible Sensuality, it's a very important work of nonfiction which talks about why and how sex plays a major role in our understanding of Eastern feminism. Right? So she's a very important writer and critique. So do look up her works and her awards, achievements. She's very important. Okay, let's move on to the next writer. Okay, so before we proceed, we have already started our admissions, and the classes have also started for this course of 6-month paper 1 dedicated course. The classes have started from yesterday. So you will be having 4 sessions per week. The fees, the discounted fees is 10,000. Here you will get online classes and lifetime access to all these videos, and also printed materials, topic-wise tests, and model tests. And there are also 2 phone numbers on the screen where you can solve any doubts or queries if you have regarding this course. Okay. Next, yeah.
So Janvi Barua, again, a very prominent and important writer. She is an Indian author from Assam. And she is the author of Next Door. This is a collection of short stories. It is a critically acclaimed collection of short stories set in Assam with insurgency as the background. Now, and another work of Janvi Barua is Undertow. It is a novel about migration, exile, and loneliness. All themes we will be struggling with in a post-pandemic world. So these are the themes in Undertow. These works, Next Door and Undertow, are by Janvi Barua.
So again, as you can see, knowing these regional authors coming from various parts of India, it's very important how they have talked about their states, their lived experiences, right? Because every state has its own lifestyle, its own cultures, right? So it's very important to know about these regional writers, what they have talked about in their works, what are they famous for, right? So please do look up such regional writers, their works. It can be very important. And another very important work of Janvi Barua is A Rebirth. It's a novel, and it is not so much about parenting as it is about the unique bond between mother and child. It is a rebirth. So we have talked about some of the very important works of Janvi Barua, like Next Door, Undertow, and A Rebirth. These are very important works of Barua, and she's from Assam. Please remember who is coming from which state, so that will help you. Okay, right. Next, yes.
Janice Perat is an Indian poet and writer. She was born in Assam and she grew up in Shillong, Meghalaya. Boats on Land. This is her debut collection of short stories, and it won the 2013 Sahitya Academy Young Writer Award for the English language, and also the 2013 Crossword Book Award for fiction. Perat is the first writer from Meghalaya. Again, she's from Shillong, Meghalaya, to receive an award from the Sahitya Academy for a work written in English. Janice bagged the Sushila Devi Award for her latest book, Everything the Light Touches, for Best Fiction 2023. And her latest book, it is Everything the Light Touches, and was longlisted for JCB Prize for Literature 2023.
So again, Janice Perat is a very prominent voice from northeast of India, right? She is from Shillong, Meghalaya. So her very important works, as we have said, Boats on Land, Please try to remember these works. Okay. She also got the Sahitya Academy Award. Please remember these tiny details. This will help you. Okay. And please remember in 2013, Janice Perat's debut collection of short stories, Boats on Land, it won the Sahitya Academy Young Writer Award for the English language. So, Sahitya Academy Young Writer Award. Please be very careful about these minute details since we are getting lots of statement-based questions also. So, if you get even a single fact wrong, it can make you lose your 2 marks. Okay. Next. Anjum Hassan, another very, very popular writer. So she is an Indian novelist, short story writer, poet, and editor. She graduated in philosophy from Northeastern Hill University in Shillong, Meghalaya. Again, one more writer from Northeast of India. Anjum Hassan's first book was a collection of poems called Street on the Hill. It was published by Sahitya Academy in 2006. Her debut novel, Lunatic in My Head, was shortlisted for the Crossword Book Award 2007. Set in Shillong in the early 1990s, it weaves together the stories of its 3 main characters and has been described by Siddhartha Dev as haunting and lyrical. She has written many novels, many works are there. Please do look up each of her novels because many times even questions have come from these writers and their works, especially in Match the Followings. These writers and their works will come very handy. Okay. Okay, so that's all for tonight. And before we wrap up, I would just like to remind you all that we have already started the admissions and even the classes got started from yesterday for this 6-month paper 1 course. And here you will have 4 sessions per week. You will get wonderful printed materials for all the units of paper 1. And also you will be getting topic-wise tests and model tests for intensive practice. And there are 2 numbers on the screen where you can contact if you have any further queries regarding this course and get enrolled accordingly. And there are also, the classes will be from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. in the evening, right? Right. So that's all for tonight. I really hope you guys like the discussion. So these are very important writers which we try to look at today. Their works, obviously we have not talked about each of their works, but just to try to focus on the most important works by these writers which gave them fame and achievements and awards. So do look up more of their works that will help you to contextualize the topics and the stories which are coming up. So Ananya, shall we wrap up for tonight?
Yes. Good night, everyone.
Okay, bye. Good night, and we will